now.
Octane gives you more exclusive content from the bands you hear.
As we present an acoustic performance and interview with Gemini Syndrome.
Look at the wake from the stardust.
This is an Octane exclusive, hosted by Kayla Riley.
Sirius XM Octane. My name's Kayla with the whole band Gemini Syndrome in studio. Welcome.
Hello.
We were just saying, I've seen some of you at Rock on the Range. Some of you I'm just meeting here for the first time, and you got your instruments you're going to play. It's awesome to have you here in the studio. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. Well, you got a new album out, and you're getting a lot of attention. I would assume you'd have a little bit more energy, a little bit more excitement behind what's going on. And, you know, fans are starting to really gravitate to you guys. So this is good.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's very good.
Well, Lux is the new album, and so far doing really. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
French, Lux.
Lux. That's why.
French.
All of a sudden, I looked at Brad. I looked at your eyes. I was like, wait, did I not say that right? But new album, and I was reading a little bit up on you guys. You know, because you're new. We're trying to get Octane a little bit more familiar with you guys, and something that I read in your bio was that you wanted to sort of bridge a gap in like the music world, you know, of the mainstream music that's going on and, you know, new rock. So what do you want to offer fans with this record? Does that go to Aaron? Aaron, frontman.
The voice.
We were trying to do a record where we had the whole gamut of sound in rock kind of handled, you know, like you have really heavy tunes like Pleasure and Pain on the record that are in your face and aggressive, and then you have tunes that are a little more melodic, a little more progressive, and you know they run the circuitry of emotion that we experience, you know. So in the future we would be able to go whatever direction we wanted to go. You don't get bored listening to the same song over and over and over again.
Well, and I find nowadays, because the music scene is so driven by singles, that you're not really getting that full experience from an album. Do you know, as a band being in that, do you feel like you have pressure to just write some singles, or more of the focus needs to be on a full album?
I mean, we want strong singles. We want strong songs to be out there because that's, you know, the initial way people will get to hear you. But I think we definitely went in with the intention of having the whole record be a journey from beginning to end.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because I think we should get back to that. I
totally agree.
I'm with you on this one. So, all right. Gemini Syndrome here in studio. You have your instruments, so we're going to play a little bit, but I wanted to get just into like the band name, because you guys are into some cool stuff with astronomy, and I was reading, Brian, you also kind of study masonry, right? Freemasonry, right? Like, is this all sort of tied in together with the band name?
It's definitely all tied in. Like, Gemini represents duality, you know, and
like twins or something, right?
Correct.
Yeah, like the yin and the yang,
yeah.
You know, our good and our bad side. And where would you go from that?
And a syndrome is a collection of traits or qualities coming together and uniting. So in that sense, you're trying to merge the polar opposites of existence.
All right, well, why don't we do this? Stardust has been a huge hit so far here with Octane. The fans are loving it so far, and you've brought your instruments to play. So we'll rock out Stardust, and we'll come back. We'll chat a little bit more. Sound good?
Like it.
All right.
Great.
More with Gemini Syndrome here on Octane.
I know this place, it smells like innocence lost. We left the traces, none of the sins we bought. But I wouldn't change a thing. It's just a waking dream. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake. You are perfect. You are perfect in my mind, and you won't fade away. I know this face, it's so familiar. Oh, I'm sure I know you, but it's all wicked dream. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake, you are perfect. You are perfect in my mind, and you won't fade away. Praise to the memory living inside of me, holds to entirety, writing my story, lasting in gluttony, so unbecoming. The stardust is making me blind, but you won't be left behind. The memories here to remind. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake, you are perfect. You are perfect in my mind. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake, you are perfect. You are perfect. Look at the wake pouring from your eyes. Look at the wake. You are perfect in my mind, and you won't fade away.
Sirius XM Octane with Gemini Syndrome. You guys sound so good. I love being able to hear a song like we're rocking out to normally stripped down like that. Do you have to sort of do a lot of rearranging to be able to play it more acoustic?
I don't think there was really rearranging. It was pretty much the idea that we started with the piano, and Aaron interpreted all the chord structures and those vibes with that first, and then we built around that.
Yeah.
So it was just rethinking.
And I love that you have a piano in the band too. I think it's such a beautiful instrument. So I love that it's in like rock music. So
I'm glad I got the opportunity to play it. You know, I've played piano my whole life, and I haven't really been involved in it in many, many years. So this gave an opportunity to start kind of diving back into that part of my musical side.
yeah, I think it's great. You know, when you can bring in maybe not necessarily the typical instruments in rock music, you know, and just kind of broaden fans' horizons a little bit with
That's
what
that
they're
bridge
listening.
we're talking about.
There you go. See, it's all coming full circle here. I was looking at the artwork on your website and you know, with your album and stuff. Who worked on the artwork?
We worked with a guy named Cameron Gray out of Australia.
What was the concept with like that main photo that's on your website? Because it's got some real cool imagery.
Well, the idea with Lux being basically the light that we're trying to bring, it's the light that's manifested from being awake, you know, and that's kind of what the album cover represents. And each song has its own symbol, has its own tarot card, and it runs, you know, in a clock-like fashion, you know, from noon all the way around back to midnight. And, you know, each song relates to each other. You know, if you look at the songs on the maze that's on the album, you know, what sits at noon is opposite at what sits at 3. You know, Resurrection sits opposite of Babylon. You know, the songs have a relationship to each other. And we went in that from the very beginning with the intention of having it kind of be a concept like that.
I'm really fascinated because I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff and like reading. Do you guys read cards? Like, do you do your cards on the road and stuff? Like I don't know.
I mean, I don't do them on the road. I mean, I do them. Yeah.
Do you know how to read cards? Like now I kind of want to, can you read my cards?
I could if I had my deck. Yeah.
Okay, so next time
I'll make sure I bring it with.
We'll plan for it.
Sure thing.
Gemini Syndrome here in studio. Another song off of Lux, though. You guys are going to rock out. It's called Basement.
Correct.
Can you give a little background about this song before we get into it?
Yeah. This song was written about me growing up as a teenager, having albinism, and trying to get comfortable in my own skin. Like everybody who's a teenager kind of goes through that, trying to find your place in the world or society and comfortability in your own body, you know? And for me, that was just a unique challenge, being with all white hair and white skin. And people still ask me like how old I am and thinking I'm like 65 years old, and I'm certainly not. So
yeah,
at that time, it was really, really difficult for me. And this was kind of tapping back into that time in my life.
Well, then let's do it. Let's rock out. Basement from Gemini Syndrome. More with the band in studio here on Sirius XM Octane.
Color-coded blasphemy. It's a really strange anatomy. Is this really my life? Something isn't right. The ambiguity, this whole damn conspiracy laying out in my head. Something isn't right. I never wanted this. I never asked for it. This is what you gave me. I never wanted this. I never asked for it. Stranger than a massacre, this homicidal after birth. I am not a stranger to living with the anger. I don't need a miracle, I just need a place to go. Send me to the angels and tell God I said goodbye. I never wanted this, I never asked for it. This is what you gave me. I never wanted this, I never asked for it. This is what you gave me. I could care less about the world sometimes. A certain inspiration takes me to the afterlife. The afterlife. And I'll see you on the other side. Nothing ever takes away my pain. I never asked for it. This is what you gave me. I never wanted this. I never asked for it. This is what you gave me. Why would you forsake me?
My name's Kayla. We got Gemini Syndrome in studio. We got your guitars and your instruments and bongos, right? Are they bongos? Yeah.
Djembe.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, see, I'm learning
D
something.
is silent.
I'm learning something new. Anyway, Gemini Syndrome in studio, new album Lux. We're super happy to have you here, and that you guys are doing so well. And Octane's really responding to Stardust, and we wish you all the best, of course. I did get to see you not too long ago with the Five Finger Death Punch tour. How was it touring with those guys? What'd you learn?
It was fantastic. They really took us under their wing in a sense. you know, putting us on that level of touring and those size crowds every night in the size stages, and really kind of showed us the ropes of the day in, day out work that goes into that. Became friends and family.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a well-oiled machine, their band and their crew and everything. It was really good to kind of get in there and see how they operate. Like
a system they have through the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See how the big wigs do it. Right. So as a newer band in the scene, what's your impression of the music industry? Like now you're kind of doing your dream job, but it's definitely not what it used to be. So what's your impression of the music industry now that you're kind of in it and you're working it? Good, bad, things that you'd like to see change, or
this is the only version of it that we know. You know, we weren't in it before.
Good point. Yeah.
So I think we're really fortunate to be doing what we want to do. You know, you hear a lot of horror stories about people kind of being pigeonholed or having to be painted into a corner doing something that, you know, they don't even really enjoy. And we're really passionate about what we do. And we all five of us, I think, really get to express ourselves in our instrument exactly the way we want to, you know. And I think the album really shows all of our personalities individually. And then that's what gives us our collective sound.
So if all the stars align 5 years from now, like where do you see yourself? What do you hope that you've achieved at this point? Or what's like a dream that you would love to happen for you?
Sold out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we get a reaction.
We're saving all the energy. Didn't want to blow everything in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's all good. I'm used to it. You know, certain bands, they come in, they're like ready to go and they like blow out the headphones, and others, you know, you chill, whatever. But anything else? Like what's the mark that you want to have with your music down the line?
I think we want to be remembered years from now. You know, I don't think any of us want this to be just a band that's here for a year and we get a single on the radio and that's great, and then see you later. You know, we want this to be a career, and we want whatever message we're putting across to have staying power.
Well, there are a lot of bands over the years who have staying power, and Stone Temple Pilots is definitely one of them, even though currently it's kind of getting switched up a little bit. But
everything changes.
Everything changes. By the way, what do you think of Chester Bennington now fronting STP?
You know, we've been touring. I haven't even heard it yet.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I guess
I haven't heard it, but I've asked people that have, and they said it's good.
Yeah.
It's obviously Chester with STP, but it's good.
It works.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I feel like it's a good addition to keep STP music alive. And I was such a huge fan back in the day. Like I loved, and you know, we were here in the with Vinny, my program director, and we were listening to your sound check and listening to the song, and I'm thinking, God, man, Scott Weiland was so good and talented. Why is he such a screw up at the same time? But anyway, I'm super psyched that you're picking an STP song. Was this band influential to you? Like, why'd you pick this song?
Yeah, for me personally, the Core was the first record I stole from my sister. It was Core and Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Nice.
When I was like 10 or something, I don't know. But yeah, this was kind of a time period, I think, that we were all growing up, and music was really just an interesting place at that time in that era of the 90s. This is kind of a cool, dark tune, but it was, you know, to turn it into an acoustic song, we kind of made it a little jazzy almost.
Sweet.
It's kind of fun.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. Want Octane to hear it. Anything else that you want to share with North America? You got their attention right now. Anything you want to announce?
Thank you for all the support so far, and to you guys too. I mean, you guys have gotten our backs.
Right on.
Hardcore, and you know, we can't thank you enough.
Well, we're happy to do it, you know, and it's easy when it's good. So, well, we wish you all the best. Gemini Syndrome, Lux's new album out, touring, gonna keep touring in 2014. Definitely. Check out websites for all details on tours. And here they are doing a cover of STP, Big Empty, with Gemini Syndrome on Octane.
Faster in my sister in my car. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is conscience leading. Time to take a ride. He leaves today. No conversation. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is conscience leading. Time to wait too long. To wait too long. To wait too long. Walking shoe worn thin. Too much tripping and my soul's worn thin. Try to catch a ride, he leaves today. Her name is what it means. Too much walking shoe worn thin. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is conscience laden. Time to take a ride. He leaves today. No conversation. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is conscience laden. Time to wait too long. To wait too long. To wait too long. This conversation's kill. These conversations kill. These conversations kill. Time to take a ride. He leaves today. No conversation. Time to take her home. A dizzy head. His conscience lady. Time to wait too long. To wait too long. To wait too long. These conversations kill. Conversations kill. These conversations kill.
This has been an Octane exclusive with Gemini Syndrome. Exclusively on SiriusXM Octane.